You're winding down for the evening. You dim the lights, flick on your favorite lavender and peppermint diffuser, and settle onto the couch while your golden retriever, Barnaby, snoozes quietly on the rug. For you, that gentle mist is a relaxing end to the day, but Barnaby is experiencing something completely different. Dogs possess up to 300 million olfactory receptors, the tiny sensors inside the nose that detect smells, compared to our 6 million. To his nose, that subtle scent is an overwhelming physical presence. While we see a light vapor floating toward the ceiling, the physics of these particles change as they leave the machine. From Barnaby's perspective, the mist behaves less like an airy fragrance and more like a descending weight. These devices, specifically ultrasonic diffusers, use rapid vibrations to mechanically aerosolize essential oils. To aerosolize something means to break a highly concentrated liquid down into a fine airborne spray of microscopic droplets. Looking at this cross-section of the room, you can see how those tiny liquid droplets, shown here as heavy neon dots, don't actually float away. Because they are heavier than air, they sink. They drift downward and accumulate in a thick, dense layer right on the floor, exactly at your dog's breathing level. Humans perceive this as harmless aromatherapy. For a pet, it is a physical rainstorm of chemical droplets entering their lungs. To understand why this happens, we must look at how different home fragrance devices actually work. They don't all carry the same level of risk for the animals living in your home. In this side-by-side comparison, the left shows an active ultrasonic diffuser, shooting distinct liquid droplets directly into the air. On the right, a passive reed diffuser slowly releases volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, invisible gases emitted from liquids rather than physical sprays. Passive diffusers release gases that irritate the nose and throat, while active diffusers introduce liquid matter. Because these droplets are physically heavier and more concentrated, they penetrate deeper into the sensitive tissues of the lower respiratory tract. By forcefully ejecting liquid into the room, an active diffuser operates like a microscopic squirt gun, firing tiny chemical projectiles straight into your dog's sensitive airway. The hardware is only half the equation. The specific liquid you choose to drop into that water tank determines just how much damage those droplets can do. These 6 bottles represent the most dangerous essential oils for pets. We call them the Toxic 6: tea tree, peppermint, eucalyptus, cinnamon, citrus, and wintergreen. Many of these oils contain high concentrations of organic chemicals called phenols. When inhaled, these compounds cause immediate inflammation and, in severe cases, chemical burns to lung lining. This often leads to a bronchospasm, a sudden, involuntary tightening of the airway muscles that makes it nearly impossible to draw a full breath. The danger spikes when we use these oils while practicing a very common household habit, closing the bedroom door to keep that lovely scent trapped inside. In this top-down view of a closed room, a diffuser near the floor pumps out heavy mist. With the door shut, the mist pools and thickens, turning your dog's bed into a highly concentrated toxic zone with 0 escape routes. Without realizing it, owners combine dangerous oils with poor ventilation to build an inescapable chemical cloud right where their pets sleep. As that dense, heavy cloud gathers around our golden retriever, his body begins to react to the chemical irritants. The initial warning signs are incredibly subtle, and it's very easy to dismiss them. You might notice him squinting or dealing with watery eyes. He might start drooling more, rubbing his nose with a paw, or obsessively grooming his fur as a stress response. If the exposure continues, the symptoms become alarming. He may start coughing, wheezing, or exhibiting a behavior called side breathing. Side breathing occurs when a dog pants heavily, and you can see their flanks, the sides of their stomach, heaving in and out with visible, rapid effort. Rather than a typical case of seasonal allergies, these physical cues signal a pet's body actively fighting a chemical assault on their air sacs. If you ever see your pet showing these signs while a diffuser is running, take immediate action. Turn off the device right away and move your pet outside into fresh air. Then call your veterinarian or the pet poison helpline immediately. But what if you still want a fresh-smelling living space? You don't have to give up home fragrance entirely. You just need to adjust your approach. As you can see in this illustration, you should swap out highly concentrated essential oils for safer alternatives like hydrosols. Hydrosols are gentle, water-based floral sprays left over from the plant distillation process. They provide a mild, pleasant scent without the dangerous, heavy phenol concentrations. If you do choose to use a diffuser, follow the 2 golden rules of pet safety. First, always place the device high up on a shelf, well above the floor level. Second, maintain an open door policy so your pet can freely leave the room whenever they feel uncomfortable. Enjoying a beautifully scented home doesn't require you to sacrifice the quality of the air you share. With a few simple tweaks to your environment, you can keep your space smelling great and keep your best friend breathing easy.